This video is for a friend of mine who I reconnected with after about 20 years tonight. God said, make this video for him, so here it is. There's a movie called Sully. It's about Sully Sullenberger, an airline pilot. It's a true story. In New York, takes off from JFK. A goose flies into the engine and he has to land the plane in the Hudson River. True story, but they made a movie out of it. And the movie is mostly about his legal problems, trying to prove himself innocent because people wanted to accuse him of not doing a good job of being a pilot, and that's why the plane crashed and blah, blah, blah. That's the thrust of the movie. But when I watched that movie, God taught me a much more important lesson, and it's this. If you're going to crash inside of a community. When that plane went down in the middle of the Hudson River, it took about 45 seconds for every boat, helicopter, jet ski in the area to get there and get all those people off. And the point is that they crashed right smack dab in the middle of a huge community. And consequently, they were all rescued post-haste. So, the parallel, the analogy is that when you crash in life, which you're going to do, which we all are going to do, or we all have, everybody crashes in life. The idea is that if you're part of a loving community, when you crash, they're going to all reach in and reach down and rescue you. And you'll be just fine. However, if you are not part of a loving community and you crash, or when you crash, good luck. Because that plane, if it had crashed, let's say 100 miles offshore, that was not the middle of a community, and all those people would have either died or been eaten by sharks or froze to death, whatever. So, in life, wisdom dictates that you be part of a loving community. Now, let's talk about the loving community. A loving community is what human beings need, all of us. In religious circles, they'll say, well, you have to go to church, or you have to be in fellowship. And they're partly right. But what you really need is the love, and the love of God, and the love of Jesus. But just because a church or an organization calls itself Christian, has the name of Jesus on it, doesn't mean that Jesus is there. And it doesn't mean they have the nature of Jesus. There is a huge distinction between the name of Jesus and the nature of Jesus. I used to hear all the time in church that there's power in the name of Jesus. Well, I have news for you. There's no power in the name of Jesus. Ask the 7 sons of Sceva in the book of Acts. They tried that one out, and it didn't work out so well. On the flip side, Paul the Apostle, and maybe Peter at some point, I don't remember, they were just sending handkerchiefs from them, and those handkerchiefs were going places and healing people. Why? Because of the name of Jesus? No, because of the nature of Jesus, because those guys were in love with Jesus. And his nature was filling them. And his nature got on those handkerchiefs and when that nature got to sick people, those sick people were healed. Contrast that with the 7 sons of Sceva who were talking about the name of Jesus. Now, there could be power in the name of Jesus when someone who's absolutely in love with Jesus says it. But the name itself has no power. How do I know? Because I, and you too probably, have heard not millions, but hundreds, possibly thousands, in most of our lives it's usually hundreds, of people say, Jesus Christ, Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus Christ this and Jesus Christ that, right? Did they ever get healed or delivered or saved from anything? No. So if there was power in the name of Jesus, well, then those people would have been healed or blessed or whatever, right? Didn't happen. Doesn't happen. So the point is that when you're in a loving community, you need the nature of Jesus there. So don't just go to a place that has the name of Jesus slapped on the front door or on their name tags or whatever, right? Church of Jesus Christ of anything, right? It doesn't matter what denomination. You need to go to a place. It could be in your neighbor's backyard. It could be down the road. It could be in a park. It could be in a bar. It could be anywhere. The location is not important. What's important is the spirit of the place, the nature of the place. That's where you need Jesus. You need his spirit and his nature and him. As long as he's there, it's going to be a loving community. If you're going to crash inside of a community, a loving community, be part of a loving community before you crash, and you'll be just fine.